Good day everyone. My name is Kyle Alitsunorin and we are here to report our topic, environmental crisis. Please be advised that this report is for academic school purpose only. This report provides scientific understanding to viewers and reporters. So, let's go to our topic. What is environmental crisis? So, an environmental crisis refers to a situation in which the natural environment undergoes significant and potentially irreversible damage, impacting ecosystems, biodiversity, and the well-being of both human and non-human life. These crises are often characterized by a combination of environmental problems that poses severe threats to the planet and its inhabitants. So, what are the effects of this environmental crisis? So, number one, economic stability. The environment provides essential services such as air, water, and fertile soil, which are crucial for the stability of ecosystems. Any disruption can lead to a collapse of these systems, affecting biodiversity and overall health of the planet. Number two, well-being, environment, or human or well-being. So environmental degradation directs impacts of human health and well-being. Air and water pollution, deforestation, and climate change contribute to a range of health issues, from respiratory disease to malnutrition. Number three is economic impacts. So, the environment is for the foundation of many economies, such as agriculture, fisheries, and forestry, depends on healthy ecosystems. Environmental crisis can lead to crop failures, loss of livelihoods, and economic downturns. And lastly, number four is the climate change. Global warming and climate change are part of environmental crisis. So these phenomena result in extreme weather events, sea level rise, and disruption to ecosystems, posing threats to economies, communities, agriculture, and infrastructure. So another is the loss of biodiversity, health issues, and extreme weather events, such as also supply chain vulnerabilities. So this uh, environmental crisis can affect a lot. What if there are a lot of waste, or we don't have any crops? So how do you get these foods to supply others? So the more environmental crisis, there will be a drought. So climate will affect the production of food, the production of also the birds or the animals, and the loss of um, food, the loss of air, and also the health of people. So how does this uh, environmental affects the supply chain vulnerabilities? So globalization has led to interconnected supply chains across borders. Environmental crises such as natural disasters or resource shortage can disrupt this supply chains. And also cross-border pollution. Industrial activities in one part of each world can lead to pollution that crosses borders. Air and water pollution, for example, can have reaching impacts affecting the health and well-being populations. So this will affect the economy. Environmental crisis can have cascading effects of a global economy. For instance, climate-related events can lead to widespread damage, affecting businesses, insurance industries, and financial markets on global scale. So the environmental crisis of paramount importance due to profound impact on ecosystems, human well-being, and the global economy. The interconnectedness of the world through globalization emphasizes the need of collaboration effects to address and mitigate environmental challenges.
Good day everyone, I'm Decadet Antonio Toisorio. So today I will discuss the origin and manifestation of global environmental crisis. So first, we have the industrialization and fossil fuels. So industrialization and fossil fuels have played a significant role in the development of modern society. So driving the economic growth and improving living standards. However, this process has come at significant cost the environment, leading to the range environmental crises that threaten the planet's health and well-being the future generation. So the environmental impacts of industrialization has had a profound impact on the environment, contributing to a range of environmental problems. So first, we have the air pollution. Industrial processes release a variety of harmful pollutants into the air, including the particulate matter, nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, and organic compounds. The pollutants can cause respiratory problems, heart disease, and other health issues. And next, we have the water pollution. Industrial waste have often contains hazardous chemicals that contaminate water sources, harming aquatic life and making water unsafe for drinking. And lastly, we have the greenhouse gases emissions. The burning of fossil fuels, the primary energy source of industrial processes, release the large amount of greenhouse gases, primarily carbon dioxide, into the atmosphere. These gases trap the heat, contributing to climate change and the global warming. So the fossil fuels, including the coal, oil, and natural gas, are the primary energy sources from the industrial activities and power generation. The reliance of fossil fuels had exaggerated several environmental crises, so including climate change, the burning fossil fuels leading the cause of human include induced climate change. Next is air pollution. The fossil fuel combustion is a major source of air pollution, contributing to respiratory problems, heart disease, and other health issues. Air pollution also harms the ecosystem and reduces visibility. And lastly, the habitat loss and biodiversity decline. Fossil fuels extraction and infrastructure development can fragment and destroy natural habitats, leading to species loss and biodiversity decline. Next, we have the deforestation. Deforestation is the clearing or removal of trees is a major environmental crisis that threatens the planet's health and biodiversity. It is estimated about 10% of global forests are lost each year, and this loss is accelerating. So the primary causes of deforestation include, first, agriculture. The clearing of forest for agricultural land is a leading cause for deforestation worldwide. So this is particularly prevalent in tropical regions, where forests are cleared for cattle ranching, soil plantation, and other agricultural activities. So next, we have logging. Logging for timber or other woods products is another major driver for deforestation. Illegal logging is a significant problem in many countries, contributing to the loss of valuable forest and decline of biodiversity. And lastly is fuel wood collection. In many developing countries, people rely on forests for fuel wood, which can put significant pressure on local forests and contribute to deforestation. So deforestation has a wide range of negative impact on the environment, including, first, climate change. Forests play a crucial role in regulating the climate by absorbing carbon dioxide from the atmosphere. Deforestation releases the stored carbon back into the atmosphere, contributing to climate change and global warming. Next is loss of biodiversity. Forests are home to a vast array of plant animal species. Deforestation destroys this habitat, leading to the loss of biodiversity and increasing the risk of species extinction. Next, the soil erosion. Trees help to stabilize soil and prevent erosion. Deforestation exposes soil to wind and rain, leading to the soil erosion and loss of fertility. Next is water pollution. Deforestation can increase water runoff, leading to soil erosion, sedimentation of water bodies. This can harm aquatic ecosystems and reduce water quality. Next is flooding. Forests help to regulate water flow and reduce risk of flooding. Deforestation can increase the severity of floods, endangered communities and infrastructure. Lastly, we have the impact on indigenous communities. Many indigenous communities rely on forests for their livelihood and cultural practices. Deforestation can disrupt their way of life, threaten the cultural heritage. Next, we have the population growth, environmental crises including climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution are exacerbated by population growth. As the global population increases, so does the demand for resources such as food, water, and energy. This increased demand puts pressure on ecosystems and natural resources, leading to the environmental degradation. So the impact of population growth on environmental crisis. First, we have the climate change. As the population grows, so the greenhouse gas emissions, primarily from the burning fossil fuels to generate energy. So these emissions trap heat in the atmosphere, causing Earth's temperatures to rise. So in temperature leads to the range climate-related impacts, including extreme weather events, rising sea levels, and changing the precipitation patterns. Next is the biodiversity loss. As human population expand and encroach on natural habitats, plants and animal species face increased pressure. This pressure can lead to habitat loss, fragmentation, and overexploitation, ultimately driving species to extinction. Next is pollution. As the population grows, so does the amount of waste generated. This waste, including the industrial waste, agricultural runoff, and household garbage, can pollute water, air, and soil. Pollution can harm human, disrupt ecosystem, and reduce the quality of life. Lastly, we have the waste generation. Waste generation is a major environmental crisis that growing rapidly. The amount of waste generated worldwide is expected to double by 2050 from 2 billion tons per year to 4 billion tons per year. This increase in waste generation to due the number of factors including the population growth, economic growth, and changes in consumption patterns. So the impact of waste generation has a number of negative impact on the environment, including the pollution. Waste can pollute air, water, and soil. For example, the land lift can leak the leachate, which can contaminate the groundwater. Incineration of waste can release harmful air pollutants. Next is climate change. Waste generation contributes to the climate change in a number of ways. For example, land lift releases the methane, a greenhouse gases that 25 times more potent than the carbon dioxide. At the trapping heat at the atmosphere, incineration of waste also releases the greenhouse gases. Next is habitat loss. Waste disposal can take up amount of land which can destroy or fragmental natural habitats. This can harm wildlife and reduce biodiversity. Lastly, we have the human health. Waste can pose the risk to human health. For example, exposure of hazardous waste can cause cancer and other health problems. That's all.
Good day everyone. Today I will be discussing about everyday encounters with environmental issues. And first is air pollution. Air pollution refers to the presence of harmful substances in the Earth's atmosphere, resulting from human activities and natural processes. These pollutants can take various forms including gases, particulate matter, and biological molecules, and they often have detrimental effects on both the environment and human health. Smog, car emissions, and industrial pollutants affect air quality, leading to respiratory issues for individuals living in urban areas. Common air pollutants are particulate matter, nitrogen dioxide, sulfur dioxide, ozone, and carbon monoxide. Second is water pollution. Contaminated water sources due to industrial discharges and improper waste disposal impact drinking water quality, affecting not only people but also the animals. Moreover, the long-term exposure to water pollutants can lead to chronic health problems. Heavy metals and toxic chemicals present in contaminated water sources may contribute to organ damage, neurological disorders, and developmental issues, particularly in vulnerable populations like children. The risk of cancer also looms large, as certain pollutants found in water, such as arsenic, industrial chemicals, have been linked to carcinogenic effects. Third is global warming. Due to global warming, extreme weather events such as hurricanes, heat waves, and droughts are becoming more frequent and severe, impacting communities worldwide. Global warming is a critical environmental issue characterized by the gradual increase in the Earth's average surface temperature, primarily attributed to human activities, especially the burning of fossil fuels and deforestation. This phenomenon intensifies the greenhouse effect, trapping heat within the Earth's atmosphere. The effects of global warming are wide-ranging and profoundly impact the planet's climate and ecosystems. Rising temperatures lead to the melting of polar ice caps and glaciers, contributing to sea level rise. This poses a significant threat to coastal communities and exaggerates the frequency and intensity of extreme weather events like hurricanes, droughts, and floods. Fourth one is plastic pollution. Single-use plastics contribute to pollution in oceans and harm marine life, affecting ecosystems and fisheries. The effects of plastic pollution are manifold and impact both marine life and terrestrial environments. In oceans, plastic break down into microplastics, posing severe threats to marine organisms. Fish, seabirds, and marine mammals often mistake plastic debris for foods, leading to ingestion and entanglement. This not only endangers individual species but disrupts entire marine ecosystems. On land, plastic pollution mars landscapes, soil, and adversely affects flora and fauna. Plastic waste disrupts natural habitats, causing harm to terrestrial wildlife through ingestion or entanglement. Microplastics resulting from the breakdown of larger plastic items permeate soils, potentially affecting agricultural productivity and entering the food chain. Fifth is deforestation. Loss of green spaces and natural habitats reduces biodiversity and contributes to climate change. The consequences of deforestation are far-reaching. One immediate impact is the loss of biodiversity as countless plant and animal species lost their natural habitats. Deforested areas became vulnerable to soil erosion and degradation, compromising the quality of arable land and affecting agriculture. Moreover, the disruption of ecosystems can lead to imbalances, including the proliferation of invasive species and depletion of essential resources. Deforestation significantly contributes to climate change by reducing the number of trees available to absorb carbon dioxide, a major greenhouse gas. The release of stored carbon in trees exacerbates the greenhouse effect, intensifying global warming and contributed to more frequent and severe weather events. Lastly, overexploitation of natural resources. Overfishing, overgrazing, and excessive logging deplete natural resources, disrupt ecosystems, and contribute to environmental degradation. The effects of overexploitation are widespread and profound. Ecosystems face disruption and degradation as essential resources are depleted beyond their ability to regenerate. Deforestation results in habitat loss and threatens biodiversity, leading to the declaration of extinction of numerous plant and animal species. Overfishing depletes marine populations, disrupting the delicate balance of aquatic ecosystems and impacting the livelihoods of communities dependent on fisheries. Land degradation is another consequence of overexploitation, affecting soil fertility and agricultural productivity. The extraction of minerals and fossil fuels contributes to environmental pollution, habitat destruction, and the release of greenhouse gases, exacerbating climate change.
Government policies and programs. International agreements. Agreements like the Paris Agreement aim to limit global temperature rise and promote sustainable practices. International agreements, also known as treaties or accords, are formal understandings between two or more countries regarding specific issues or areas of mutual concern. These agreements can cover a wide range of topics and are essential for establishing cooperation, regulating behavior, and addressing global challenges. So some are common types of international agreements. There are uh, there are many renewable energy policies. Governments are investing in and promoting the use of renewable energy resources. Renewable energy policies. So, governments are investing in and promoting the use of renewable energy sources to reduce dependence on fossil fuels. So, renewable energy is it is it has a play it is a role or it has a policies play a crucial role in promoting the development and adoption of sustainable energy sources. This policy vary by country and region, but some common types uh, include some renewable portfolio standards or renewable energy standards that gives targets for a certain percentage of total energy production or consumption to come from renewable sources within a specified time frame. So entities such as utilities are often required to meet these standards. So another is the tax incentives. So governments may offer tax credits, deductions, or exemptions to individuals or businesses investing in renewable energy projects. These incentives help reduce the overall cost and make renewable energy more efficient, financially attractive. So, environmental regulations. Uh, Strict regulations on industrial emissions, waste disposal, and deforestation help control environmental degradation. So, effective environmental regulation requires a balance between protecting the environment and allowing for economic development. So, regulatory frameworks often involve monitoring and enforcement in mechanisms to ensure compliance with established standards. So, environmental regulation refers to rules and policies set by governmental bodies to manage and control human activities that impact the environment. The primary goal of environment regulation is to protect the environment, public health, and natural resources by limiting or preventing the release of pollutants and harmful substances. These regulations can cover a wide range of areas, including air and water quality, waste management, land use, and protection of endangered species. Conservation and reforestation program. Initiatives to protect and restore ecosystems, such as reforestation projects, help combat deforestation and biodiversity loss. So, conservation and reforestation programs are initiatives aimed at preserving natural ecosystems, protecting biodiversity, and mitigating the impacts of deforestation and environmental degradation. These programs often involve a combination of policy measures and community engagement, scientific research, and on-the-ground efforts. So some are commonly associated with conservation and reforestation programs, such as reforestation initiatives like tree planting campaigns, forestation programs that it could uh, tree planting campaigns, large scale efforts to plant trees in deforested or degraded areas to restore forest ecosystems. So another is protected areas and reserves, establishing and maintaining protected areas, national parks, and wildlife reserves to safeguard critical habitats, biodiversity, and ecosystems. Another is community-based conservation. So it involves local communities in conservation efforts by providing incentives, training, and support for sustainable land use practices. This helps build a sense of ownership and ensures the long-term success of its conservation initiatives. So, successful conservation and reforestation programs often require a multi-stakeholder approach involving collaboration between governments, non-governments, or non-governmental organization or NGOs, local communities, businesses, and international partners. The long-term success of these initiatives is contingent on a holistic and a sustainable approach that addresses both environmental and socio-economic factors. That's all.
Good day, sir. I am the Cadet Kaboboy. Today, I will be going to discuss my topic, environmental issues. So, what is environmental issues? Environmental issues encompass a range of challenges affecting the planet, including pollution, deforestation, climate change, loss of biodiversity, and resources depletion. These problems arise from the human activities and can have widespread ecological, social, and economic consequences. So, addressing environmental issues often involves adopting sustainable practices, conservation efforts, and international cooperation to mitigate the impact on the Earth ecosystem and promote long-term environmental health. So, resources depletion rapidly, population growth places increased demands on natural resources such as water, land, and energy. Overconsumption and unsustainable resources use can lead to environmental degradation, deforestation, and habitat loss. Pollution. Higher population often result in increased waste production and pollution, contributing to air, water, and soil contamination. Urbanization and industrialization associated with pollution growth can exacerbate these issues.
I'm the Cadet Floramel Marxi. I report the food security. So, increased demands. A growing population necessitates increased food production to meet demand. However, if agricultural practices are not sustainable, it can lead to deforestation, soil degradation, and overuse of fertilizers and pesticides. So, increased demand refers to a situation when the quantity of a product or service that consumers are willing to purchase rises. This can be influenced by various factors such as changes in consumers' preferences, marketing efforts, economic condition, or external events. So when demand increases, it often leads to higher sales and can impact pricing and production levels. Distribution challenges. Unequal distribution of resources and access to food can create challenges in ensuring food security for all. High population density areas may face difficulties in distributing and managing food resources effectively. So, distribution challenges must have an equal management to avoid difficulties when it comes to face the effective food resources. One is to be efficient in inventory to overview of your stocks movement. Then emergence of e-commerce platform to have a modern distribution to customers while using technologies. Lastly, you need to manage your relationship to the customers to reach their expectation of the food or product you are distributing. Pressure on ecosystem. Rapid population growth can strain ecosystem and biodiversity. Sustainable practices are crucial to ensure that the Earth's capacity to support life is not compromised, balancing human needs with the preservation of natural resources. So, pressure on ecosystems involves sustainable resource management, conservation practices, restoration projects, and the development of policy that promotes biodiversity and ecosystem health. International collaboration and community and involvements are crucial for mitigating the impact of this pressure and ensuring the long-term sustainability of ecosystems. Urbanization dynamics. Sustainable urban developments becomes essential to accommodate growing population without causing excessive environmental harm. This involves efficient resource use, green infrastructure, and eco-friendly urban planning. Urbanization dynamic is crucial for policymakers, urban planners, and researchers to address the challenges associated with rapid urban growth. Sustainable urban development involves balancing economic growth with environmental conservation and social equity and the well-being of urban population. As urbanization continues globally, managing its dynamics responsibly becomes essential for creating resilient, livable, and sustainable cities.
Development is a complex and dynamic process influenced by multitude of factors such as political landscapes, cultural context, and global trends. This insight offers a glimpse into a potential trajectories of development, but the future is full of exciting possibilities and surprises. Economic growth. Economic growth can be seen as the engine that propels a city, a nation, or even the entire world forward. It's an exciting concept with far-reaching impacts on the people, lives, and the overall development of societies. Educational opportunities refers to various ways in which individuals can engage in learning and acquire knowledge and skills. This can include traditional academic pathways such as attending schools, college, or universities, where you can pursue degree or diplomas. However, educational opportunities can also extend beyond formal institutions and take different forms, like online courses, vocational training programs, workshops, or even self-study materials. The goal is to provide individuals with a chance to acquire new knowledge, develop skills, and enhance their personal and professional growth. So whether you're interested in a specific subject, what to learn, a new skill, or explore different career path, educational opportunities are there to support and empower you. Future of globalization is an exciting and ever-evolving concept. With advancement in technology, we can expect the world to become even more interconnected, fostering increased trade, collaboration, and cultural exchange. The future of globalization may involve further integration of economies, allowing for the seamless flow of goods, services, and ideas across borders. Additionally, we might see a greater emphasis on sustainable development and the inclusion of diverse voices in the global decision-making process. While there may be challenges along the way, such as balancing economic growth with social and environmental responsibility, the future of globalization holds immense potential for a more connected and prosperous world. Market dynamics can be described as a pattern and forces that impact how products or services are bought and sold in a market. It encompasses factors like supply and demand, pricing trends, competition, and consumers' preference, all of which constantly evolve and shape the marketplace. Migration refers to the process of people or animals moving from one place to another with the intention of settling in a new location. It can be driven by various factors such as seeking better opportunities, escaping conflict or persecution, or even environmental changes. Migration can occur within a country or across international borders. Environmental stewardship. It refers to a responsible and sustainable management of our natural resources and the protection of our planet. It involves taking proactive steps to minimize the negative impact of human activities on the environment and promoting practices that maintain ecological balance. Global cooperation is the collaboration and coordination between countries and international organizations to address global challenges, promote shared goals, and work together to find solutions to issues that transcend national boundaries.